Hi everyone. Right now you're looking at my feet. I'm going to do a short video on your feet for you. Um, our feet are so important in terms of maintaining healthy, strong feet as it relates to hip and knee problems. So just a quick little demo. If you have bunions on either side of your foot, this is a reflection of a weakness of your big toe, if the bunion's here, or of your little toe. So if you have toes that don't sit flat on the floor, or you have toes that are tending to pitch inward towards the center of your foot, you either have bunions or you're at risk. So simple exercise, if you begin to notice bone growing here, jutting out, simple cure or preventative. So once you have a bunion, it's there. We can't undo that, but we can prevent it from growing more. So finger in between the offending toe and the next toe, and I'm just going to push outward with my finger on the inside of my big toe while I simultaneously pull my big toe in. So what I'm doing is strengthening the musculature in the outside of the toe. Not a big effort to do that, but you may find that that toe has become very, very weak. So you're going to work hard to sort of restore the strength. Little toe, same thing. That my little toe has very little power in it, but if I just press lightly, I can work to pull it in. So that one's a little harder to isolate. Arches of the feet, very important as we age. If we gain weight, if we have a baby and gain weight, that way, it doesn't matter. Your arch is likely to slowly over time get a little closer to the floor, but we want to maintain the strength of the arch. Simple exercise is to just get a small tea towel or object and scrunch up the toes and pull it towards us. So let me just get a prop. And so taking something very small, sorry, I'm using an article of clothing for lack of something else. Get your toes on the edge of a tea towel, preferably nothing too thick. And you're going to scrunch your whatever you've got beneath your feet, your towel back as far as you can, and then you're going to reverse direction and push it back. Easier done on the floor, but very good. So the movement is basically all I'm doing is I'm doing this with my toes, and then I'm reversing and pushing away with my toes. So your gait and your strength in your feet, feet first of all, big toe, little toe, middle of the heel. You want that balance in weight. If you're a pronator, by simply focusing on that big toe and keeping it planted and becoming aware of when it kind of floats up is a good mental exercise you can practice when you're walking or standing. For more chronic weakness that leads to pronating, so how that manifests is when you come up on your toes, you likely come up like this. That signals to me you pronate and you have some weakness. Now, the weakness is in two specific muscles. The pronatus longus here and the inner thigh. So when we teach toe raises, when I teach toe raises, my focus is on getting people to bring their feet together. Now, if you have bunions, your feet would have to be a little further apart. But what I'm looking for is spreading those toes out as much as you can. Feel your big toe, your little toe, and your middle of your heel. And when you lift up, the focus is squeezing those thighs together, like so. And when you come down, you're going to squeeze your bum cheeks together. So very much up and down. Now, as you get stronger, I don't want you to let go of the work. I want you to just hover, pressing up as high as you can, squeezing the thighs, then squeezing the bum all the way down. So this simple exercise is going to work on those two muscles that are responsible for the quality of your gait, basically. Now, if when you come up, you pronate, so you're probably not aware if you do or not, unless your shoes are wearing quite substantially on the outside, and that tells you, yeah, you don't walk perfectly balanced on your feet. So for people who tend to bow out at the ankle, you can try putting a small towel or article of clothing between your ankle bones and coming up and squeeze. So I don't want you to squeeze that you're coming in this way. We want to avoid tilting on the inside of the foot. We still want the little toe to be down. So when you're squeezing something, it should enable you to come straight up without sort of bending inward. Bending inward is sort of what happens when the arch falls a lot. So often when people start wearing their winter boots, the problem I see is that the arch starts to fall because all of a sudden we were in something soft and floppy. Same with slippers and things like that. If you have problems with your arch, and if you're not sure if it's your arch, if you have pain right here in the foot from the arch falling, this area gets a little stressed. If you develop some pain there when you transition to your big fluffy Uggs for winter, well, guess what? It's from the shoes. And a lot of people will get that. I just suggest taking or buying an arch support and making sure it's in your boots that you wear most of the time. We can't wear an arch support 24/7. Sometimes we want to be in slippers, but be really aware. And wearing socks all the time tends to pinch those toes in a little more and contributes to things like bunions. So practicing being barefoot, spreading the toes, and I mean, you putting some mental energy there will absolutely help. So that's a little bit of a discussion on foot health, and I hope to see you in class. And if I'm not seeing you in class, enjoy the video. Bye for now.